Welcome to South Bay Chinese Alliance Church.
欢迎大家来到南湾华人宣道会。
I know that there are two things most likely that is in your mind today.
我知道今天在你们脑海里面一定有两个事情。
One, most likely, is that we are expecting and we are excited about Lunar New Year.
第一个就是我们为了农历新年感到高兴，感到感激。
Some of you most likely have in your home people who are expectant and people who are excited and people who are preparing for it.
你们可能有人已经在家里正在准备庆祝过农历新年。
And in truth, Jenny and I are also excited about that.
Jenny 跟我也是很高兴要准备庆祝农历新年。
Tonight, in fact, that Jenny and I will be taking my mom, her sisters, our extended family to dinner.
Jenny 跟我会带着我的妈妈，还有 Jenny 的姐姐，还有其他的亲戚一起去吃晚饭。
And it is going to be in a Chinese restaurant.
会在一个中餐馆。
And we have made reservations already.
我们已经订了一个桌子。
But you know how that goes.
但是你知道吗？
It's probably going to be an adventure in itself to try to get dinner tonight.
可能就是去一个餐馆吃一个晚饭，已经是一个不容易的事情。
This we have in our minds.
这个就是在我们脑袋里面所想的事情。
The second thing most likely is in your mind is that today is Super Bowl Sunday.
另外一个可能就是今天是 Super Bowl 美式足球的总赛。
Super Bowl 50, right?
第50周年，第50次的 Super Bowl。
Who is it? The Broncos and the Panthers, right?
是 Broncos and the Panthers.
I know some of you are very, very excited about that. And you say, Pastor Peter, can you please hurry up so that I can get home?
我知道你们很多人说，周传道，你可不可以赶快一点，让我可以赶快回家看？
I promise you, 3:30 the game starts, you should be home by then.
我答应你，你一定可以3点半之前赶到回家。
I can't promise about the pre-game shows though, you know.
我们可以答应 pre-game 那个秀会多好，但是一定3点半你可以回到家。
Seriously though, there are another thing most likely is in your mind today.
但是今天有一个很重要的事情在你脑海里面的。
2 days ago, I read on the news that there is an earthquake, large earthquake in Tainan, Taiwan.
前天在台湾台南有一个很大的地震。
And I read also that there are 14 people who died and over 100 people who are missing.
有14个人死亡，有超过100个人还下落不明。
And as the story unfolds, and as more people are being rescued,
当有更多人被拯救出来之后，
I'm sure the number will rise.
我相信会更多人会发现是已经在灾难里面过世了。
And these are also sad things in our lives, not only good but also sad.
在我们生命当中，不只是有好的，也有不高兴、悲伤的事情。
And you ask, Pastor Peter, how can we go and serve? How can you ask me to believe a God who allows sad things to happen in my life like this?
你可能会问我，为什么我要服侍一个神，他可以允许一些那么悲伤的事情在我们当中发生呢？
The simple act of replying or responding to something like that.
但是你如果有对这个事情有回应，
The simple fact that it hurts your heart.
那么简单，就是你对这个事情在你心里面有难过的。
Is that you realize things in the world is not as it should be.
你就知道，在这个世界上，其实很多事情是不应该这样子发生的。
How do you actually recognize those things that are not actually what it should be, though?
那你怎么去 认真到这些事情呢？
It is simply because you know what it ought to be.
因为你知道事情是应该要怎么发生的。
And when you don't see things happen that way,
当你看到这些事情不是所应该要发生的时候，
and it stabs in your heart,
你心里面就会很疼痛，
and it also stabs in the heart of God.
也是在神的心里面也很疼痛。
Over the last 5 weeks,
过去这5个星期，
in January, 5 weeks in January,
1月份的5个星期，
at this pulpit, we have 5 different messages.
在讲台上面已经分享了5个不同的信息。
And if you remember what these 5 messages are,
当你记得回顾这5个信息，
and you know that there are 5 different characters of God that we have talked about.
我们讲到5个在圣经里面的人物，神的5个神的性格。
One is that God is peace, shalom.
我们讲到神是平安的神 ，Shalom。
The other one is that God is 3 in 1, triune.
我们也讲到神是3位一体。
The other one is that God is good.
我们也讲到神是美善的。
Another one is that God is missional, that He is a gospel-centered God.
我们讲到神是这个有使命的神，他是带着福音的神。
And the last one, last Sunday, we said that God is love. He loves us.
上个礼拜也讲到神是爱，神爱我们。
But simply knowing
但是只是单单的知道，
has nothing to do with present.
跟今天完全没有关系。
Because we need to respond when we see a characteristic being shown.
因为我们要有对我们所知道的有一个回应。
Just like when we heard about the Thailand disaster, we have a response innately in our heart, what we feel about that.
就好像当我们知道台南地震的时候，我们心里面有一个回应。
God is peace. We respond by proclaiming and bringing peace to others.
神是带平安的神，我们的回应就是把这个平安带给我们周边的人。
God is 3 in 1, triune. In diversity, there is unity.
神是3位一体的，在动荡的时候，我们有这个结合一起结合的。
So in church, we have a unified direction. With all of the different diverse backgrounds that we have, we go forward in the same direction.
在我们教会有不同的背景的，但是我们是同心一起的往前走。
That God is good, in Him there is no darkness.
因为神是美善，在神里面没有黑暗。
So we walk in the light, no more hiding.
我们继续的在光明之中来走，不需要再去躲避。
That God is missional. We are also missional.
神是有带着使命，我们的生命也要带着使命。
And finally, God loves us.
最后，神爱我们，
And we rewrite our lives' narrative so that we also love God and love others.
让我们把我们的生命重写，让我们爱人好像神爱我们一样。
These are different characters, and these are different responses that we learn.
这个是神不同的性格，我们从这些不同的性格来学习。
And how are you doing, church?
我们在教会里面如何呢？
Have we learned?
我们有没有从这些性格里面学习到呢？
As we move forward in 2016, today is on the cusp of the Lunar New Year.
当我们继续在2016年往前走，当我们在这个农历新年之前一个晚上，
We move and we see fast forward into history.
我们往前在历史里面往前跑，
And we see at the very, very last of the book in Revelation.
我们往前在圣经里面看到最后一本书，
And that book tells us what the world is going to be like.
这本书给我们看到这个世界以后会变成怎么样。
And for some of us, it is something that perhaps you read as a child.
有一些我们当中有些可能在小时候有读过这本圣经最后一本书。
For many of us, we barely scratch the surface of this book.
但是很多人对这本书其实是很表面上的认识，十分陌生的认识。
So, I have a short little video clip.
所以我今天准备了一个短的影片。
It's just a very short 30-second video clip talking about Revelation or the meaning of Revelation.
30秒介绍启示录的意思。
Go.
The world used to be perfect. Now it's not. God promised to make it perfect again. God showed John a new world. Jesus will be on the throne. A glittering city will come down. The city will be perfect. We will live forever. God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit will live with us. We will be filled with joy. And that's a part of God's story.
Pretty simple, isn't it?
非常简单。
Is this working now? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. The whole story about Revelation
启示录的信息
is that this world that we have is broken.
我们今天所住的这个世界是一个破碎的一个世界。
In Genesis, the first book of the Bible,
创世纪是圣经的第一本书，
in first chapter of the first book of the Bible,
圣经第一本书的第一章
it talks about God creating the creation itself.
讲到上帝如何的创造宇宙万物，
And everything was good.
一切都是美好的。
And up to chapter 3,
然后到第三章，创世纪第三章，
something happened to Adam and Eve, our progenitors.
我们的祖先亚当夏娃做了一些事情，
And so the world is no longer good because they rebel against God.
因为他们背叛了神，这个世界不再是美好的了。
And for the rest of the Bible,
圣经其他的地方
it talks about how God restores what was good.
讲到神如何的去重新建立一个美好的世界。
And up until Revelation, it says that things are made back into order again.
直到启示录那边记载这个世界如何的去被重建。
I don't know about you.
我不知道你们是如何。
This week, I heard there is a sister in our church, her back was hurt.
我听到在我们当中有一位姊妹，她的腰伤了，
It must not be very pleasant.
一定是不好受。
Several years ago, I twisted out my back as well.
几年前我也是有闪到腰，
And Jenny has to go ahead and drive me in a car to a Chinese chiropractor.
Jenny 开车送我到一个中医师，
I don't know.
整骨中医师。
He goes ahead and put me on a massage bed.
他把我放在一个按摩的一个床上面，
Tell me to go ahead and lie on my side.
他叫我躺在我的侧边，
One hand on my shoulder,
一手放在我的肩膀，
one hand on my hip.
另外一边放在我的臀部，
Crack!
然后一整，
And tells me, turn over to the other side.
叫我反过来到另外一个侧边，
Cracked again.
又再 crack 一下，
and says, "Good,
好了
$60 please."
，60块。
Was I immediately made well?
我是不是立刻的就好了呢？
Was the twisting out of shape hurting me?
是不是因为我闪到就让我有很大的疼痛呢？
When the world is twisted out of shape,
当这个世界同样的被扭转了，
things are not well.
事情不再美好，
Things hurts.
事情会让你疼痛，
Things are sad.
事情会让你悲伤。
When the Chinese chiropractor cracked me,
当我去到这个中医师的时候，整骨师的时候，
I was not made immediately well.
我没有立刻的被痊愈，
However, in about 2-3 days,
但是2-3天之后，
I was a lot better.
我就感觉到好很多了。
I can actually stand kind of straight.
我可以再一次挺直的站起来。
Restoration process takes time.
重建需要时间，
And restoration is not entirely immediate.
重建不是立刻可以达到的，
However, it is something that we can look forward to.
但是是我们可以盼望到。
Here in the last chapter of the Bible,
这边讲圣经里面最后的一章，
it talks about a final restoration of all things.
讲到一个最后的一个重建、重新。
And throughout the history, there are different people that got read through this book.
我们在历史上许多人有看到这本书《启
How
示录》，
we understand it today.
我们今天是如何的去明白这
And
本
what
书？
is our responses to this today?
然后我们对神的话有什么回应呢？
Because as I said before, knowledge without response is nothing.
知识没有回应是等于零的。
We need to go ahead and form a response to this message.
我们一定要对神的话语、神的信息有一个回应。
There are actually 2 responses to this.
这里有2个回应。
So let's go ahead and open up Revelation in your Bible.
请你们把你们的圣经打开到启示录，
Almost toward the end now. This is the second to the last chapter.
几乎是最后是倒数第2章，
Revelation chapter 21,
启示录第21章
verse 1 to verse 8.
第1到第8节。
And I'll go ahead and quickly read this, and you'll read along in your mind with me.
我会很快的把这一段经文读一遍，请你们跟着我一起。
Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth has passed away, and there was no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out from heaven, from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away tears from their eyes, and there will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." He who sits on the throne said, "I am making everything new." Then he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." He said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To him who thirsts, I will give him drink without cost from the spring of life. Those who are victorious will inherit all this, and I will be their God, and they will be my children. But the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, and those who practice magic arts, the adulterers, and all liars, they will be consigned to the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. This is the word of God for the encouragement of his people.
这是神的话语，为了是要鼓励他的子民。
When was this written?
这一段经文是什么时候写的呢？
It was written in the first century, toward the last part of the first century.
这段经文是第一世纪末期的时候写的。
And the seer, the writer of this is John.
作者是约翰。
What time? What was the world like back then?
第一世纪末期的时候是怎么样呢？
It was a Roman world.
那个时候是罗马帝国统治的时候。
And in that time, the Christians are being persecuted.
当时基督徒是被逼迫的。
No, they are not the ones that actually got thrown into the arena and being eaten by lion.
他们不是那些被丢到那个竞技场里面给狮子去咬死，
But they are hurting because they are being economically and socially and societally being oppressed.
当时候这些基督徒是在经济上、在社会上被逼迫。
They are being called atheists.
那个时候他们被称为无神论者，
Or they're calling traitors.
可能也被称为
半国。
半国土。
Because they are not saying the emperor of Rome is the ruler.
因为他们不肯承认当时罗马帝王是统治他们的，
They look forward to something else.
因为他们在盼望其他的，
And because of that, they are being oppressed.
就是因为他们所期盼的，他们被逼迫。
And at that time, John is writing this letter to encourage them.
那个时候，约翰写这封信去勉励这些圣徒，
So that they have something to look forward to.
让他们有一些可以盼望的事情。
And almost 20 centuries later, today,
2000年之后，
where are we?
我们今天的光景是如何呢？
Are we not continually seeing things that we think it is not right in the world?
我们是不是继续看到在这个世界上有一些不应该发生的事情？
And where is our heart?
我们的心放在哪里呢？
Are we not also asking the same question? God, where are you?
我们是不是同样的在问神你在哪里？
And here in Revelation, John is telling the believer that there is a new city called Jerusalem coming down.
约翰在这边写说，这边他看见一个新的圣城，叫新耶路撒冷。
These languages in Revelation is strange.
启示录里面所写的字语，是有一点奇怪。
Because today we don't understand some of these words.
因为有很多这些字语我们不完全明白，
So let me go ahead and make it very simple.
所以让我在这边可以很简单的讲，
In Revelation, there are two cities.
在启示录讲到2个城市，
One is the city of Babylon.
第一个是巴比伦的城市，
This is a city that symbolizes people being who they are.
巴比伦城市是象征的，当时候人是怎么样？
They want to rule everything. They want to control everything. They want to be the god of everything.
这些人希望可以统治万有，他们希望变成神。
And there is another city.
然后有另外一个城市，
In chapter 21, verse 2, it says New Jerusalem.
启示录21章2节，圣城新耶路撒冷。
And that is a city that represents by being the city of God.
这个新耶路撒冷就是象征是神的城市。
Is it kind of like the Broncos and the Panthers? They're battling one another on the football field.
就好像 Super Bowl 的 Broncos 跟 Panthers 他们在竞赛。
Is that picture right?
我们这个图画是不是很像呢？
No, it is not.
其实不是，
It is not a battling of two cities at all.
其实不是两个城市在争斗，
Because God ordained that the new city is going to come down from heaven and meet earth. It is not a replacement of earth. It is together with earth.
因为神所要预定的这个新的国会降临到世界，跟这个世界一起，
It is not a battle.
不是一个战争，
It is a preordained things to happen.
是一个被预定的要发生的事情。
And this gives hope to the Christians back then.
这个就带给当时的圣徒很大的盼望，
And it also gives us hope today.
也给我们今天的信徒，
Because just like back then in first century AD,
就好像在1世纪的时候，
Rome rules the world.
当时罗马统治这个世界，
60% of the populations are slaves.
在罗马帝国里面，60% 的人是奴隶，
They do not have freedom.
他们没有他们的自由，
They are working for the 1% of the world.
他们是为了这个世界上1% 的人来做事做工。
And those are the elite, those are the rich, those are the people that oppresses and exploits the 60% of the world.
这个1% 的这些人，就是在逼迫这些60% 的奴隶，摸索这些60% 的。
And if you think that only happens in the first century,
要是你认为这些事情只发生在第1世纪，
then you'll be wrong.
那你就错了，
Because it also happens today.
因为今天也是如此。
Where are we Christians today?
我们今天的信徒在哪里呢？
Are we not feeling the oppressions and the exploitations, and we feel that that is not right?
我们是不是也感到被逼迫、被摸索呢？
我们看是不是看到其他的？
也看到其他的被逼迫了。
So as we learn the characters of who God is,
当我
that He is peace, that He is love, that He is good,
当我们看到神的性质的时候，看到他是美好，看到他是爱，
our responses at that time is that we will proclaim and we will not hide and we will go ahead and rewrite our stories, our life's narratives.
我们那个时候的回应就是，我们不会逃避，我们会重新来过我们的生命。
The proclamation today in the 21st century for those people who look forward to the New Jerusalem.
我们今天所宣告的就是，我们对这个新的圣城、新的耶路撒冷有一个盼望，
And it will be the same thing.
会同样的，
同样的一个回应。
也有同样的回应。
That we will proclaim, that we will not hide, that we will go ahead and be that narrative that rewrites the world.
我们也会宣告，我们也会不会躲避，我们会
OK 这个比较困难的翻译。But in the same way, this is the first response. In verse 6 and verse 7, this is the response that John asked his people to do.
当时同样的，在第6、第7节，约翰也是同样的问这些圣徒要有同样的回应。
They will inherit all things, verse 7.
第6节，他们会承受这些，
This all things meaning New Jerusalem,
就是表示新的耶路撒冷。
and that God will be their God, and that we will be His children.
他说：“我要做他的神，他要做我的儿子。”
This is the relationship between God and the people in Jerusalem.
这个就是我们跟神的关系，在这个新的耶路撒冷里面。
This is how things should be in the first place.
这个是应该的。
And if we look forward to this,
当我们在盼望这个事情的时候，
and we will be in the first camp.
我们就在第一个
选择。
就这第一个选择。
Just like going to the Chinese chiropractor.
就好像去这个中医的整骨师，
Is it going to be immediate?
是不是会看到有立刻的效果呢？
No, it is not.
不是，
It will take time.
需要时间。
But the revelation is to go ahead and teach us expectant hope.
但是我们这边给我们有一个盼望。
And in that hope, we are responding by working in that hope.
在这个盼望里面，我们的回应就是去盼望，行在这个盼望里面。
And the 5 characters I just mentioned in January.
我在1月份的5个神的性质里面。
This is how we will respond to God and in the world.
我们就是在这5个方面的里面去回应神，回应这个世界，在这个世界里面回应。
New Jerusalem is coming.
新的耶路撒冷要来了。
Are we looking forward to that?
我们有没有盼望这个新的耶路撒冷的降临？
Second camp of people.
第二个选择
It is in verse 8.
就在第8节。
And it says, the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, and those who practice magical arts, and idolaters, and liars, they will be consigned to the fiery lake.
第8节，唯有胆怯的、不信的、可憎的、杀人的、淫乱的、行邪术的、拜偶像的，和一切说谎话的，他们的份就是烧在硫磺的火湖里。
And you will say, Pastor Peter,
你会问周传道，
I am none of those.
我都不是那些，
I simply don't believe in God.
但是我就不相信神。
But I am not cowardly. I am not sexually immoral. I am not practicing magical art and none of that stuff.
我不相信神，但是我也不是做这些胆怯的、不信的。
Do I
等等
deserve this kind of treatment?
我是不是应该被丢到硫磺的火湖里呢？
This seems harsh.
这是太过分了。
This is the language that is in Revelation.
这个是启示录里面所记载的、所写的。
On Wednesdays, I go to a Bible study.
每个星期三我都会去一个查经班，
And I lead the people in the Bible study of Revelation.
我就带这个查经班来学习启示录。
In the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at chapter 17, 18, and 19 of Revelation.
最近这2个礼拜，我们在学习17到19节，19章。
And it talks about Babylon.
17到19章讲到巴比伦，
And it talks about how God judges Babylon.
讲到神如何审判巴比伦。
In our mind, when we hear the word judge,
在我们的脑袋里面，当我们想到审判，
the immediate response is that, ooh, this is bad.
我们就想到这个是一个坏的事情，
Ooh, this is punishing.
这个是一个惩罚，
This is something that I don't like.
这个是我不喜欢的。
And perhaps you have a misunderstanding of what biblical judgment means.
可能你对圣经里面所讲的审判有一个错误的认识。
And just like we usually have a misunderstood understanding of what biblical love means.
就好像我们对圣经里面所讲的爱，也有可能会有错误的认识、错误的了解。
Judgment there is that God will vindicate those who follows and will lay out justice.
神的审判在这边讲到，就是神会惩罚
然后神的公义，
审判神的行公义的圣徒。
And also in this, God blesses afterward.
而且神会祝福我们。
So in the word judgment, it combines all of these ideas together.
所以神的审判其实是归纳总结了所有这些不同的意思。
Is it all punishment, all bad?
不只是惩罚，不只是坏，
But it also encapsulated within it blessing.
但是也是包括神的祝福。
Because those people who have been exploited, those people who are in the system and being pressed,
因为那些被摸索、被逼迫的，
they will see New Jerusalem.
他们会看到新的耶路撒冷，
They will see God's justice.
他们看到神的公义。
And if you're still on the fence,
要是你还是坐在骑墙，你还是坐在墙上面的话，
you don't want to make a decision one way or the other.
你不想做另一个或者一个决定，
Because today, we don't want to go ahead and talk about polarizing thoughts.
因为今天我们不想讲到极端的。
There is no such thing today in the world when you hear, there is no such thing as absolute right and absolute wrong.
今天我们这个世界可能不会讲到有什么事情是绝对对的或者绝对错的。
People don't want to talk about black or white.
人不想讲到东西是黑跟白那么分明的，
They just want to go ahead and talk about degrees of shade, degrees of grays.
他们只讲到灰色的地带。
I don't need to go ahead and make decisions.
我不需要做任何的决定。
But if you actually think about that a little,
可是要是你再深一点想深一点的话，
not making a decision is a decision in itself.
其实你不做决定就是决定的一种。
You cannot sit on a fence.
你不可以骑墙。
There is a story, there is a movie I saw.
我有看过一篇电影，
It's a kind of an older movie.
不是很新，蛮旧的一个电影，
It's called The Schindler's List.
是叫《辛特勒的名单》。
It talks about World War II. It talks about Nazi Germany.
讲到2次大战的时候，纳粹德国。
And there is a guy in that story.
这个故事里面有讲到一个人，
He is not a Nazi.
他是德国人，但是他本身不是纳粹。
He did not make a decision right or wrong, Nazi or not Nazi.
他不想做任何的决定，他不想做纳粹或者不做纳粹。
He just want to go ahead and make money.
他只是想做一个生意人，继续做他的生意。
Isn't that like a lot of us today?
是不是跟我们今天一样呢？
I don't care about the Democrats or the Republican. I don't care about the North Korean or the South Korean. I don't care about any of this.
我今天我不在乎我是民主党或者共和党，我不在乎我是支持北韩或者南韩。
I don't care about anything. I just want to live my life.
我不在乎这些，我只是想过我自己的生活。
And this man in Germany, he made his living by making arms.
这个德国的这个生意人，这个商人，他是制造武器、卖武器的。
So he goes ahead and do his business, and he hires cheap laborers.
他继续做他的生意，他请了这些很便宜的劳工。
And then he continues with his business.
继续在2次世界大战的时候继续的做他的生意。
And these cheap labor happens to be Jews.
这些便宜的廉价劳工，他们刚好就是这些犹太人。
And one of them is somewhat of his friend, confidant.
其中有一个犹太人是他的一个朋友，他的知心。
And then in the part of the movie, it goes ahead and says that, hey, this guy is being oppressed.
然后讲到这个人就被逼迫了，
He's still on the fence.
但是他继续的这个辛特勒继续的骑墙，
Until he actually saw face to face what oppression and what exploitation looks like.
直到他亲眼看到被逼迫的情形是如何，
And he made a choice.
然后他做了决定。
His choice is to go ahead and says that the world system, the Nazi system is not right.
他做的决定就是纳粹的这个制度是不对的，
And he tried to help those Jews.
他开始帮助这些犹太人。
If you have not watched the movie before, I encourage you to watch the movie.
要是你没看过辛特勒的名单这个片子，我希望你可以回去看看。
However, the important thing is that he is made to actually make a decision.
但是最重要的就是我要你看到他最后也做了一个决定。
Not making a choice is a choice in itself.
其实没有做决定是做决定的一种。
And if that choice is verse 8,
如果你做的决定是第8节这边所讲的，
then perhaps the world is what is coming to an end for.
可能这个世界就是要这样子的到末了。
However, if your choice is verse 7,
但是要是你的决定是好像第7节，
you look forward to New Jerusalem.
你对这个新的耶路撒冷有一个盼望，
You've looked forward to God being with you.
你盼望着神与你同在，
You look forward God being actually God, and I am not God.
你盼望着神真正是你的神，不是你是你的神。
Then New Jerusalem is for you.
然后新的耶路撒冷就是你的。